Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning on this Friday. It is NBA betting today. It's My Guy Knows a Guy, and I'm joined by two of my friends, Real Simba and Ben Carey, aka Simba Bets and Ben Carey of Capwise. How's it going, guys? Good morning. It's a great day today.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Audio, video, everything's straight. I was just getting set up, so everything's good?
Yeah. So far,
Yeah.
so good.
Let's fire off the engines. Hey, if you guys don't know who these brothers are, Real Simba 4, Ben Carey on Twitter. They join us on Twitter Spaces all the time. We discuss picks, predictions, props, everything across sports. I've been connected with these gentlemen for months now. Ben, I met him at the beginning of the year, actually during March Madness. We're going to just keep going, keep continuing. Yesterday, personally, I got slaughtered by injuries. That's how it goes. I ended up reducing what I had going on with the Raptors game. But the Wizards, hey, the Miami Heat are an elite team. If you're watching on YouTube, I actually already posted some picks. I did not think I was going to go live today, but we all got together. We all got organized. Hey, tell everyone a bit about yourself. How's it going, Simba?
Hey, it's going pretty good, man. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm at Real Simba 4 on Twitter, giving you guys daily picks. I'm part of NBA Jam Zone, which is me and my buddy and my partner Jammer Bets on Twitter as well. You guys can find me in the spaces. You guys can find me picking it with my guy. My Guy Knows a Guy in the spaces. Ben Carey's in there all the time. But yeah, man, I'm giving you plays from every single sport, man. NBA, CBB, college football, and football.
Hey, yeah, thanks for that too, bro. Let's keep it going. How about you, Ben? What do you tell people about Capwise? Tell people about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Capwise. We run models for several different sports. Actually, right now, we're currently not modeling NBA, but that was mainly because we just didn't have the bandwidth to do both college basketball and NBA, but we will next year. But I've been able to find success in the prop market. That's more or less my specialty, just being able to kind of break down, diagnose what's going on there. But yeah, last night for me, I know we were in the spaces. I said Jokic over points and then also Nuggets potentially -8, and I ended up playing that, but Nuggets came out flat. But it was a little way to hedge myself because I knew if Jokic was going to play the whole game, he was definitely going to hit his over point total. So went 1-1 last night, and I guess I had the Grizzlies. I forgot about the Grizzlies. We were talking about that.
Yeah. If you guys have time, make sure you follow us all on Twitter. We have a group conversation in the evenings on Twitter Spaces. There was a pretty much consensus on the Grizzlies. Everyone was taking the Grizzlies, different kinds of bets, and then we actually discussed, the three of us, with the group, John Morant points late in the day. So definitely take a second to give us a follow on Twitter. Join us on Twitter Spaces later, actually, for 6 p.m. before you can get some more news before the games. But we're here right now on NBA betting today. Let's power through the schedule, go brief. I've already posted my bets on Twitter. I'm going to share them with everyone on YouTube right now as we get to that game. And I love to hear what you guys have to say. So let's and also, if everyone watching, take a second to hit the like button for us while you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Let's keep it going. First game, we have the Pacers and the Hornets. Hornets -2. They're catching fire. ATS, it's pretty coming off two pretty big wins, especially. How do we feel about this game? I'll be honest, everyone. I already posted Pacers at +2.5. That was my contrarian pick today, and I felt no remorse taking that pick either. How do you guys feel about this?
Yeah, so I was looking at this one. I'm kind of with you. It was either Pacers or I'm laying off, obviously, with the public money just flying in on the Hornets at home. I'm staying away personally, but if I had to pick a side, I'm 100% would be on the Pacers side in this one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't have a play on this game yet. Once again, I'm on the West Coast, so it's still pretty early for me. Just breaking down some of these cards, but I like Pacers. Huh?
Dedicated.
Yeah, I like Pacers first half, man. The Hornets are a great second half team, and right now it's just so if I did get a play in on this game, it would be Pacers first half. Might have some plays on some props in this game. Malcolm Brogdon rebounds and assists is a play that I typically go to every time that he's in the lineup. It hits more often than it doesn't. So yeah, I don't know what the line is on that right now, but yeah, Pacers first half is probably right.
Yeah, and Duarte's questionable still. Is that correct?
He's questionable. I think he's his status has improved. They said that's just what the wording is, but it's still pretty vague.
Yeah, and that wouldn't change my opinion on how I feel about the Pacers in this one because Brogdon and LeVert can just kind of fill that gap. But for props, I still want to wait to see. And then, Brogdon is one that I might look to play. LeVert, I think he's going to have a good game, but his point total is already significantly high. I think it's already at 18.5, kind of where it should be. So I think the market quickly kind of caught up to that.
Yeah, I lean Malcolm Brogdon over assists, over 6.5 assists at plus 105, I think, too. Maybe if you could break down the pairing of the rebounds and the assists to their own props. I kind of like the assist one from Malcolm Brogdon over here. Last night, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Not too much on this one. For me, I've got Pacers plus 2.5. I think they're going to win this game tonight. I think they're going to win this game. Let's see if they can play four full quarters. We see mysterious stuff in these 7 p.m. games. This Hornets team is pretty hot. They have the roster. Their trajectory is moving upwards since Terry Rozier has been slotted back into the lineup. I believe they're now 4-2 ATS with Rozier, including 2 big wins. But I like the way the Pacers match up against this team. To me, there's value. Also, the line is a bit telling to me. They also played at the beginning of the season. They lost by 1. If you guys remember that game, it was a bit of a bitter ending to that game. Might be a bit of added motivation for the Pacers in this game. I've got the Pacers winning this one outright. Let's move on to the Warriors and the Pistons. The Warriors, the public darlings, they did it for the people last night. They outscored the Cavs 36-8 in the fourth quarter. They treated them like a D2 school. How do we feel about this game against the Pistons tonight? Steph Curry's back on the report. I actually think he might rest tonight. That's my inclination because just the sandwich of games. But how do we feel about this one, guys? Floor is open.
Curry, I think, is 100% resting tonight. It's hard for me to say, hey, man, that the Detroit Pistons are going to be able to be the ones that come out and actually cover a spread against this team. This team is just crazy right now. Best team in basketball. Super deep on their bench. They can switch everywhere they want. They can play any type of basketball game that you want. They can defensively, they can shoot the lights out with you. However you feel, they can do it. So it's hard for me to just say I want to hop on the Pistons. I won't have a play on this game, but 7 points right now is kind of telling. I think what it is telling you is that Steph Curry is probably going to sit. You're seeing some money coming in on the Pistons. I would lean under in this game, under 207. But I just don't have a real good lean in this game. I'm just going to stay away from it. I want to say this is 3 and 4 nights for the Warriors.
4 and 6.
It's 4 and 6. Yeah, and 5 and 8. Yeah. 5 and 8 as well.
Yeah. So I guess the smart money would be to just take Detroit plus 7. But is Detroit really motivated to do anything? So that'd be my problem there.
Detroit might have had a turner. They might have turned the corner in Toronto last Saturday. They've won 3 out of 5 games. They're scoring all of a sudden. It's just different, but to me, it's still Warriors or nothing. How do you feel about this, with or without Steph? I know that sounds crazy, but it's still Warriors or nothing.
What's crazy is I guess depending on how you look at it, I like the Pistons in the spot. I do. 4 and 6, home game for Detroit, and I know the motivational factor, like what is Detroit playing for, but I just think on a Friday night at the crib against the team coming off a come from behind win on the road in Cleveland, and with the potential of Curry being out, I think you have to take a strong look at the Pistons. I feel pretty good about that. 7.5 I'm seeing on FanDuel still. I think if Curry is announced out, this is probably going to move maybe to 6-ish. But I think it's a kind of what Simba said. I think it's a little bit telling that they're leaning towards him not playing, because if he was 100% in, I think this is closer to 8, maybe 8.5.
Yeah, the information is definitely cooking to the line. When you look at the overall picture of the Warriors and just what they've done and where they're going in the near and short term, this is probably the only spot for the Pistons, right? If you're not going to catch the Warriors down bad today, it's probably not going to happen for the rest of the month, guys. This team is on another level of efficiency. Obviously, it's propelled by Steph Curry, though. So, let me temper what I'm saying. I definitely feel what you're saying, though, Ben, about this could be a Pistons spot. scheduling wise. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't. Sometimes in the NBA you don't lose to your opponent. You lose to the schedule. So
And also 4-6, and this is the 4th straight road game too for them as well.
And we've seen that issue with the Atlanta Hawks early on in the season. Their scheduling was horrible. They just couldn't get right. You know, they were on the road, at home, on the road, at home. And now that they're at home, they got a nice stretch of games at home. I think that you're going to start seeing, or you are seeing them pull off some wins. So, like you said, I think the schedule, obviously the schedule has a lot to play.
yeah, maybe if you are on the Warriors and it's an auto bet for you, maybe just don't bet the house on it. That's maybe that's my advice here. Good morning to J Money as well in the chat. Good morning to everyone in the chat who's been patiently waiting as well. Sorry for the delay. Good morning, J Money. How's it going, bro? Yesterday, bro. Go follow our bro J Money right now on Twitter, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's go. Sharp. Let's keep it going.
One last thing I want to mention about this game. I think Wiggins or Poole potentially could be good over point totals. I would look to fire those up if you like them now, because when Curry potentially is announced, he's out. Those are going to shoot up. I think there was someone on the Twitter Spaces yesterday who liked Wiggins. Obviously, he didn't have the best of games last night, but I think he bounces back, so Wiggins could be a pretty good angle here today for points.
It's funny you brought that up. I was just looking for their props right now, and they don't have them listed. So what we were talking about is kind of telling, because that's probably telling you that Curry's not going to play today.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be the last prop market to open, because it's in the interest of the books to announce Steph Curry's not going to play later in the day. They're going to get as much money on the Golden State side regardless, right?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Same deal you're seeing with the Bulls, Nuggets. I'm sure we'll get to. The prop market is barely opening up for that too as well.
Yep, it is early. Let's keep it going. I'll speed it up from here on. We'll probably get out of here in maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. About 15 minutes. We'll just power through this. And it is Friday. Everyone hit the like button for us as NBA betting today. We're trying to keep it going all season long. Let's make some money. Let's stay reasonable. And hey, sometimes adjustments have to be made. I spent a lot of time last night looking at the numbers. And let's see if we can get some results this weekend. I like what I'm seeing on the board today. Let's move on to the Lakers-Celtics game. Televised, right, Simba? ESPN Friday night?
Yeah. Friday night, ESPN, Lakers and the Celtics. You know me, I'm a Lakers fan, so it's a little bit hard for me to watch these games right now. But I don't necessarily have a play on this game, but only because you won't catch me betting on the Lakers. So I do have a couple of props in this game, and it's something that I've been telling the last about 6-7 games. Marcus Smart's assists over 5.5 or 4.5, wherever you can get it, whatever your book's listed at, just go ahead and take it. The Lakers are horrible against the position. The Lakers are horrible defensive rating wise. Their assist to turnover ratio is horrible. Their opponent assist per game is horrible. I mean, guys are going to make shots against this team, and Marcus Smart right now is distributing the ball. You would think Dennis Schroeder, being the actual point guard on the team, listed at the point guard position on the lineup, would be that guy. And he's getting his assists, but he's more of a scorer right now.
Yeah, he's attacking the basket.
He's attacking the basket, and Marcus Smart is the one distributing the ball. Give me over 5.5 assists. It's hitting the last 7 games. It doesn't matter what the number is, 4.5 or 5.5. It's hitting the last 7 games. It's still sitting at plus money, and the books should start respecting it. So, yeah, I like it. They're at home, Friday night, primetime game. Marcus Smart goes over easy.
Great look, bro. Great analysis. Thanks for sharing that as well. This is an injury report game too. All of a sudden, I'm on the sideline for this one. I lean under in this game. I might actually bet the under if LeBron is activated. It's a contrarian look, but if LeBron plays tonight, I think this game is going under. Also, Jaylen Brown has been upgraded to questionable himself. So there are a lot of moving parts in this game. Be careful. How's it going, Ben Carey? How do you feel about this Lakers-Celtics game tonight?
Yeah, that's a really good point, though, you make about LeBron, because he naturally slows the pace down. But, yeah, I'm staying away from this one. Two teams that are still trying to just get over the hump. We know they have the talent, but they've had other issues going on with just guys trying to play with each other and figure out tendencies with each other. So I'm just going to sit this one out.
Okay, 100%. Yeah, there's no harm in that. I'm staying on the sidelines as well. Although I do lean under. The total jumped up 2 points already. LeBron has not been activated yet, but all of a sudden about an hour ago, the total went up from, I think, 212.5 to 214.5. I think either LeBron or Jaylen Brown will play in this game. Maybe people will hammer the over because of that, but I think that the under has been a gold mine with these Western teams, bro. It's crazy. When they go on the road, I don't know if you guys are seeing what's going on, but it's getting crazy now. Moving on to the Magic and the Nets. I don't know if it's just the new ball either. I don't know if it's just the new ball either, but I think teams are really just starting to play better defense. Like, it's just the mid-tier teams are just starting to play better defense than they were in years past. And then also, everyone, the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament that they integrated last year is causing teams to take the regular season a bit more seriously. And the teams that don't take the regular season very seriously are getting caught a half step behind, because there's more onus on you to turn it up earlier in the season. You don't want to be in a situation like the Lakers last year where your back's against the wall in a one-off scenario against Steph Curry. It's a doomsday scenario for a lot of these front offices. So what I'm seeing is that some of these teams are taking this regular season a bit more seriously than last year. That is my observation. Okay, the Magic and the Nets. The Magic and the Nets. For me, everyone, I'm taking the Nets minus 12.5 right here. I think they're going to destroy the Magic tonight. I don't even think this roster is capable of beating two teams that made the playoffs last year in a row. Franz Wagner is a threat, but at the end of the day, when 40% of your starting lineup is rookies and you're going up against a team that has extra motivation in the Nets, they pushed against the Cavs. They had a second half. They lost the second half against the Cavs. Okay, so Steve Nash is going to be on them about that anyways. Then they still have the media still talking about the game with the Warriors, right? No Joe Harris tonight. I think they're going to cover the 12.5 though. I don't think the Magic are going to compete tonight. That's me. I already bet that too. How you guys feel about this? Ben, how you feel about this game?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would say that I'm on the same side as you here. Interesting with the Nets, they're 5-10, I think, to their overs this year. But that's no surprise because, the public looks at the Nets and they see Durant and Harden and they just naturally think over. So I think we've started to see this number start to drop down game over game. And I think it's in a spot where I kind of lean over, actually, in this spot. But I'm definitely with you on the Nets. Suggs is questionable, too. You can make the argument that Suggs, if he's out, is just as much of a factor as Harris being out for the Nets at this point, because I think KD can, take over the scoring, in that department if Harris is out. So I'm with you on this one. I think it's a good spot for the Nets. They're at home, and the Magic, still a young team. This definitely has like a blowout factor type of feel to it.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. Ben, I really, really agree with that over 214. I think we can get that number. I did take it a couple of games back when they were playing the New York Knicks. Obviously, we didn't get there. But I do lean the over in that game, and I really think that Brooklyn is going to put it on these boys. Like you said, Harris is out, but they have Patty Mills to go ahead and take that shooter spot. Patty Mills, I do like some of his props tonight. His threes over 3.5 plus 108. All he's in there to do, man, is just kind of score. That's it. They're not asking him to do much, not asking him to play defense. Just kind of be that high energy guy that he is off the bench. But now you insert him in the starting lineup. I also like his points over 12.5. He's kind of flip-flopped on his points and his three-pointers, obviously, in the last about 3 games. He's on one night, off one night, on one night. So, I guess he would say he's going to be off. But I think he's going to continue a good streak into this game and go ahead and cash that 3 prop over 3.5 at plus 108. And if you do want to take his points, because they correlate, obviously, over 12.5 at minus 116. But I agree on the blowout, and I agree on the over. I really do.
So King Dre made an interesting point here on YouTube chat. If it's a blowout, I don't think the over will hit. But the one thing I will say, though, is the Magic and their youth, they're going to put those guys in longer than a typical team. Like, we'll see, with my Nuggets, if there's a blowout, Jokic won't play the fourth quarter sometimes. With this team, he's going to have his players in till maybe like the 3-minute mark. So I don't think it's necessarily just like a foot off the gas type thing if there is a blowout, if that makes sense, unless it's like a 35, 40-point blowout and he's benching the guys to show a message, I would say.
I agree with that. Younger guys, a couple of rookies on this team that need to get run. There's no reason why they need to sit. Most of these guys have been involved in blowouts, and if you look at some of their guys, they're all playing 30-plus minutes. So, that's telling you they're going into the fourth quarter, just like Ben said. Another guy I got my eye on, man, is Franz Wagner. His point total is usually low, around 11.5 points, 12.5 points.
And he's averaging 14.
He's averaging 14, and it's not something that I have put a ticket in for it yet. Let me just make sure that the books didn't adjust to his points yet. Yeah, they're still sitting at 11.5, 12.5 points. He's averaging 14 points a game. He's getting more confident as the games are going on. You can tell that he's actually trying to score. I mean, he's better than the big brother right now. So, like,
oh, he's crushing Mo.
He's better.
He's crushing Mo Wagner. France is gonna have France has a place in the league.
Yeah, he's more skilled. Yeah, more skilled.
Yeah, great looks there, guys. For me, I'm going to take Nets minus 12.5 full game. I looked at the first half. They got off to a great start against the Cavs. I can tell that they emphasized that coming off of the blowout loss at home against the Warriors. Today, I think it's going to be a gradual case of them covering on the Magic, or it could be where they cover all three, bro. First quarter, first half, full game. But I went full game here. I don't think that they're going to take these guys lightly. The only counterpoint for me was that it is the third game in 4 days, but it's not a back-to-back. KD does have a slightly nicked up shoulder. That's what the reports are, the narrative or whatever. They say he maybe looks like he rolled his ankle against the Warriors. But I know for a fact, if any of that was really 100% true to the point where it was debilitating for him, he wouldn't have played the next night against the Cavs. That's why I'm confident in taking the Nets tonight, minus 12. And yeah, we can roll on to the next game. Another game I actually have a pick in is the Thunder and the Bucks. We got the Bucks minus 12.5 at home against the OKC Thunder. 215 on the total. What's going on here?
Well, the Bucks are rolling, but I'm sitting this one out. Personally, I lean with you though. Like Bucks would be my play here. Also, I was looking at Giannis's under points, rebounds, assists in this one too as well, partially due to a huge blowout factor in this one. But it's a lean of mine. I still need to look a little deeper into it. It was just something that caught my eye earlier this morning, but just a few thoughts on that one.
Yeah, no real play on this game. I would say I lean under, but I think some of these Thunder games have been going over recently. I don't have the number right in front of me, but let me just try to pull this up real quick as I'm talking. Yeah, I would still lean under 214. I agree that this is probably a blowout. I don't see any situation where these teams, where the Thunder can compete with the Bucks. I still got Brooklyn on my head. I'm sorry. But there is a prop that I want to try again, and it's one that I usually auto bet. I want to check the number real quick just to make sure it didn't go up. We'll probably get a better number on it based off of what happened last game. And yeah, I'm not even getting it. So there must be some injury issues with this game. As far as the lineups, I was looking for Grayson Allen threes. It's probably set at 2.5, but I'm not getting the prop here where I'm at.
I like his points tonight, Grayson Allen. It's a bit of a contrarian look because people are thinking Middleton back in the lineup. Grayson Allen was really just popping off. You know, there's 12 extra shots, 13 shots a game for whoever wanted to take them, and he definitely took the opportunity during his absence. But I mean, I think skill-wise he can still hit this number. It's adjusted. It's 12.5. He was regularly hitting 14.5s in Middleton's absence. It's not like his playing time is going to go down.
Yeah, and if you see last game that he was just off. He didn't take many shots. He took about 5 or 6 threes. He scored at the bucket a couple of times, but he just didn't. He wasn't really shooting. He was off. What's his name? McConnington was the one that was really going off. He's the one that was kind of taking the Grayson Allen role. So yeah, I think Grayson Allen bounces back tonight and has a better game.
Okay, yeah, thanks for sharing. For me, I bet the Bucks at minus 12.5. I was fortunate to get that line. I think that's what it is now because it opened at minus 13. I didn't really want to lay the 13, but it's only a half-point difference. But anytime you get into double digits, every half point, obviously, it matters. And it's what do they say? It's a game of inches in football. It's really a game of half points in the NBA. It's crazy. So today, I think the Bucks are going to smush these guys. I think that it's just a matchup nightmare. Giannis, he's not going to drop 47 like he did against AD. He really wanted to go at AD the other night, but he's probably going to have just a solid regular Giannis game tonight, but it's just there's nothing for him. The Thunder are going to get crushed. This team, the Bucks team, you watch them visually, you think that they regressed from the three-point line as well. They're still a top 10 three-point shooting team. They're still top tier in points in the paint. This is an OKC team that has overachieved so far in my eyes, and I think the Bucks are going to cover tonight, the 12.5. I bet that. So let's move on to the next game. The Clippers-Pelicans. Clippers-Pelicans. Clippers got waxed by the Grizzlies last night. 215 on the total right here. The Pelicans, we know they're playing some of the worst second half basketball in the NBA right now. Okay, they're trying to get their, and I like Willie Green. I think Willie Green, when I hear him speak, I feel like Willie Green has a place as a head coach in the NBA. I don't know why, I just feel like that. But these guys are trying to get this guy fired quick, man. These guys are trying to get Willie Green out of here. What I'm talking about his own players, if they don't get their act together. What's going on with this game? Any plays here? I have one to share as well. Let's talk about it.
I don't know how you can touch the Pelicans right now, just from that. I mean, I think they have talent, but it's, I mean, and if one of you guys has it, I would love to hear a reason why, just because for me, it's just really hard to, look on an app, see Pelicans and bet them right now the way they're playing and the way their players are playing for the coach. And yeah, it's tough right now there. They're 2-14, second worst record in the league. And I know Clippers are on a back-to-back, but they have veteran guys who've been there before, and I think they're going to be ready to play in this one. So I would have to lean Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers. He said I never talk about Pelicans on my show.
This is just facts, Jay Money. Jay, tell them. Yo, the Pelicans cause economic damage to contrarians all around the world. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. It's no joke. It's like it was bait, because in the NBA, especially in the first 25 games, that you're not supposed to be able to be sustained being that bad for that long in the first 25 games. The sports books are supposed to be able to eat in those situations. Well, that's, or at least if you're going off historical precedents. So with that said, just like Jay Money said, bro, I can't bet the Pelicans, man. I can't mess with these guys. Straight up.
I lean the over in this game, just a tad, but nothing that probably will get me to the window on this game. Honestly, I don't have a look or a play on this game, prop wise or side or total. Just not a game that I'm invested in. So for me, it'd be an ultimate pass, but I do lean over, which is weird because Pelicans are usually an under trending team. But I just really don't have a play on this one.
That is one good thing you can say about them. Well, there's only two cases to make for them. One, they have been improving their three-point shooting since Brandon Ingram has entered the lineup. That is a bright spot for this team. They have a lot of younger players that don't mind throwing it up. So to see them be able to get to their percentages is good. But their defense is just terrible after halftime. And the only other case to make is Valanciunas. Valanciunas is just a matchup nightmare for this Clippers team. But Zubac he's not going to be afraid of this guy. To me, I like the Clippers first half, everyone. Smaller bet for me. Clippers first half -1.5 plus 100. I bet that already. I don't know why it's plus 100. That's a bit weird. But with the way that they started last night, I can see Ty Lue emphasizing the Clippers getting off to a better start today against the Pelicans. I did not bet it full game, but hey, first half Pelicans for me. Nothing much on this game. We talked about these guys for too long. Unless you guys are... Let's go to Bulls, Nuggets. We got 3 games. Let's power through. We're out of here. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes of NBA betting today. Thanks for everyone watching right now. Hit the like button for us. And if you don't mind, drop a comment after the video. Let us know your best pick today. We're going to run another giveaway as well. We gave away some money yesterday for Jokic. If you guys don't know, follow NBA Betting Today on Twitter, the show's page on Twitter. We're going to do another giveaway sometime. Turn notifications on. Not everyone wants it or needs it, but we're trying to give back and just have some fun with it as well. And visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook owned by its community, especially if you're outside the U.S., $1,000 in free bet credits right now. Let's keep going. Bulls, Nuggets, very interesting game, a game that's on a lot of people's minds today. Bulls, Nuggets. If you guys don't know, Ben Carey is in Denver, the Mile High City. How do you feel about this game going into tonight? It seems like the Bulls haven't won in Denver since the Golden Era.
Yeah, but the funny thing is now they actually have a squad this year, but the Nuggets under Malone. I've talked about this with you a few times, and you know this, and Simba probably knows it too. Whenever they play bad teams at home, they typically don't cover and they come out flat. And then when they have good teams at home, they usually play pretty well. So I have to lean with Denver here. Yes, I'm a fan, but I think the numbers support it pretty well. If you can find a -3 on the board, I like that a lot for Denver. The prop market really hasn't opened up for this yet for the Denver Nuggets players, I have seen a few props pop up for the Bulls, but one player that it's pretty sneaky that I think you could get a good value on if the number opens up at 7.5 is Bones Highland over 7.5 points. He's basically a guy who's going to have to put up scoring in the second unit, and he has the green light at this point. I think he was 0 for 4 from 3 last night. He's coming off an ankle injury, but the books haven't quite figured out how to set his number, and you're not going to see that number all over the place, but if you can find a Bones Highland 7.5 points, definitely fire that up. But yeah, I'm going with the Nuggets -3 tonight.
Okay, thanks for that. Just continue momentum. I mean, at the end of the day, the Bulls don't have anything for Jokic, but then also there's they're going to come out with a bit of energy, I think, the Bulls, because of that meltdown late against the Blazers. For me, I'm on the sidelines in this one. I lean under. What you got on this one, Simba?
So first, my first initial lean in this game would have been Bulls +3. I think that I know this isn't the old Bulls, the road underdogs that we're covering last year, but this is a better team. So I think, and I agree with Ben said. Denver does get up for better teams in their own. I think that one of the best home court advantages, if you ask me, just as far as playing in Denver. But yeah, I lean Bulls. Probably a play I won't get in there, but I do like the under as what you said. Both these teams are defensive teams. I want to say top 10 for sure in the defensive rating. Pace is pretty slow for both of these teams. I know that the Bulls like to run just a bit, but I was trying to look for some of these props, and DeRozan over 5.5 rebounds. I know his role's changed just a bit. He hasn't really been hitting that number these last few games, but I think it's a play that I like to go back to, especially if some of these teams aren't going to be as efficient shooting the ball, if this team is going to be as efficient shooting the ball. But yeah, I like his over on his assists and his rebounds. Maybe you want to play a player combo with those two. But yeah, so as far as a side and a total, I lean under. I lean Bulls +3, but I probably won't get a ticket in for you.
And last thing, real quick, that's a really good look because Vujicic is still out, MPJ's out. Nuggets overall aren't the best rebounding team outside of Jokic, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities for DeRozan to get some boards.
Yep, thanks for sharing that, guys. My bad, my other camera just went out, so if you guys see the lighting and stuff just reduced, it's okay. It's cool, though. We're on the back end. Thanks for sharing the plays as well. OG Wham in the chat as well. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Can't wait to keep talking ball with you as well. Trot Wham. Make sure you check out Trot Wham, Trot Wham, TROT, Wham, WAAM, on Twitter. Excellent content, predictions content, sports betting content all across the board. Let's keep it going, guys. For me, nothing on this game, but it's down to 209.5 just while we've been on the show, the total. It's 209.5 now. It's gone down. It's crazy. I lean under in this game. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's because the Bulls, I don't think they're going to keep sustaining their scoring, their first half scoring on the road. I think they just keep getting off these slow starts, They're getting off to these slow starts. And then the Nuggets as well, they're terrible from three right now. They're just terrible from three. Jokic's usage rating is at a career high right now. He has the team on his back. Could be one of those close under games tonight. Let's move on. Nothing for me on Mavericks Suns, everyone. Nothing for me on Mavericks Suns. Anything for you guys?
I lean with the Suns in this one. I know it's one of those weird back-to-back type matchups with each other. We were all over this when we were in the Twitter Spaces, and you probably discussed it on your show about the Suns and that Mavericks in that spot, and the Mavs ended up covering. But I think the Suns will get it done and cover tonight, and I lean under too.
Is Doncic out again?
Yeah.
Well, officially it's doubtful, but
doubtful. Yeah,
he's out.
It hasn't been upgraded.
Yeah, and that would be assuming that Luka doesn't play, but I would say I don't see him playing tonight, but we should monitor that, of course.
So we just got this matchup just a couple of days ago, right?
Comeback victory.
Yeah. So for me, I think I'm going to go back to what two props that I played in that game a couple of days ago. I played Porzingis over his point total. It's not up on markets right now that I'm looking at. So I think it might be set anywhere from 20.5 to 21.5. I doubt it'll get over that. And that's even with Luka out. And I also lean Ayton over 14.5 points. That number's kind of been stale all year long. Doesn't matter if he has a 20-point game or a 25-point game or an 8-point game. It's kind of sitting around that 13.5 to 14.5 number. Since he's came back, he's hit that number every single time, and I want to say he's had a double-double every single time. So if you can get a good number on a double-double, I'd look in that direction as well for Ayton. But Porzingis over 2.5 threes, if it's set at that number, yes, I would take it, and I would take his point total.
Yeah, and I would say be careful on the Brunson props. I know you're not on it, but I've been on those, and they've been cashing really well. But I think the market's starting to catch up to him, especially with Luka out. I wouldn't be surprised if you see his point total like at 17, 18 and a half tonight. So he barely hit that last game. I think he had 2 layups in the final 2 minutes. So just be careful because I think he's a guy who I enjoy his game, and he's super talented, but I think the market number may be a little inflated for this one.
Great reasoning. Thanks as well, Simba, for the picks. Thanks for the analysis, Ben, as well. Let's keep it going. So, yeah, nothing for me on that game. I can see the Suns covering tonight, though. I could see it. But the Luka, them dangling his status over this game just has me on the sidelines. I picked some other spots today. The Suns, they are on a great winning streak. They've been taking care of business. They haven't covered all of the games, but they've been a lot of people that play moneyline parlays, moneyline action. They've just been raking money with this Suns team. A lot of combinations. They're not letting people down. There hasn't been a letdown spot for these guys.
One thing I wanted to say, I mean, if Luka plays and he's in, let's say hypothetically he's in right now, I think that line only moves to like 6.5, maybe even 7. I think it's at a weird point right now where I hate to say it, but Luka being in the lineup doesn't factor as much as maybe a lot of the public would think. The way he's playing, I know he facilitates the offense, but they didn't look half bad. And I know it was just one game, but the way they play without Luka right now, it's a little different. And again, I'm not making a case that Luka is not a good player. He's one of the top players in the league, but it's just this weird case right now where if Luka is in, this line isn't going to go to like 4, 3.5.
Yeah, well, I can definitely see that, especially with his injury status as well. Like, even if he plays, will he be 100%? It was a pretty serious injury. Yeah, let's keep it going. Nothing for me on Raptors Kings last night. Hey, the Raptors right now, they are sliding precipitously, okay? This Raptors team, their defense is sliding, a lot of moving parts. I'm just going to watch this one as a fan, everyone. Although I did lean my squad money line. Hey, how you guys feel?
So me personally on this game, I like the first half's not spread, but the first half total over 113. I'd like it at 112 if I can get it there. But both of these teams are top 5. They're 1 and 2 as far as covering the first half totals. This season, their Kings are number 1, Raptors are number 2. Starting out fast, I do lean Raptors plus 3.5 full game. I don't know if I'm brave enough to take a money line. Maybe if that number dropped a little bit, I can do it. I just think if the points are there, I'm going to take them. Kings are playing a little bit better basketball, I guess you could say. They just came off of a really bad loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Got blown out in the second half, but they were competitive in the first half. So I would lean Kings first half, but I think the Raptors can pull it away late. Luke Walton is horrible when it comes to lineups. He doesn't understand how to close out games or anything like that. Why he's still a coach in this NBA is beyond me. I think he's just wasting the talent of some of these young guys, Fox and Halliburton and all these other guys. But I lean Kings first half, and I like the first half total over 113. I think both these teams will be able to score. I know the Kings like to play at pace, and they're not playing defense against anybody. If you want to put up points, you can put up points.
Yeah, the Raptors on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a back-to-back in Salt Lake, high altitude. Yeah, there's not a lot here that makes me want to run to jump the Raptors, but at the same time, I'm staying away from this one. I definitely lean Kings, but I just don't know what we're going to see out of the Raptors tonight. I know the Kings will probably be ready to go, but I'm staying away.
Yeah, thanks for sharing as well. Thanks for the insight as well, Simba. Simba's locked in on this one. Raptors, bro, they just can't play 4 quarters. It's crazy. They just can't play 4 quarters. Last night they looked like a solid playoff team in the East for 2 quarters. Second half, it looked like Utah again. For me, I'm gonna stay on the sidelines for this one until the Raptors maybe get back to full strength. Other than that, let's recap some of our picks and get out of here. I really, really appreciate everyone for watching, and we appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate Ben Carey, Real Simba, aka Simba Bets on Twitter. Ben Carey of Capwise, this simulator. Let's keep it going. My guy knows a guy. Make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. Hit the like button for us. For me, I'm going with the Nets -12.5, the Bucks -12.5. I've got the Pacers +2.5, and I have a smaller bet on the Clippers first half -1.5 at +100. What you guys got today?
Simba, you can start it off.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So I got Pacers first half of this game. I'm going to take them first half money line. You can get that number at I don't have the number, but go ahead and grab for Pacers first half. Take them on the money line. It'll be low enough for you to do so. I'm also taking Malcolm Brogdon's points and rebounds player combo. You can get that number at, it's probably going to be 11.5. It's always stuck around 10.5 to 11.5. Moving forward, I like Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists at +120. Moving forward from that, I like Patty Mills over 3.5 threes. Keep your eye on Franz Wagner too, over 12.5 points. I think he's going to hit that number. Moving forward from that, I'm going to go to Dallas and Phoenix. I like Dallas. I like Porzingis over 20.5 points. I'm pretty sure the number will be stuck at there. And I like Ayton over 14.5 points. And as I said with Ayton, if you can get a good price on a double-double, I'd look at it as well. That's kind of where I'm at.
Thank you.
Awesome. And for me, I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets -3. I like the spot for them, and I think they bounce back. Another thing I didn't mention is Malone was teed up in that game last night, and it was one of those where he deserved it, and he knew he was going to get teed up. So I think they're just going to come out fired up at home. So I like that, and I also like the Pistons +7.5. Pretty contrarian with that one, but Curry, let's say he's 50-50 to play. I like the spot for the Pistons and the Warriors coming off a back-to-back too in a very close come from behind fashion. And then Bones Highland, the number's not out yet, but look to play 7.5. Highest I would play is 8.5 over his point total. He's the guy in the second unit that has the biggest green light. And I'm going to still watch a few other props when the market starts to come out for some other Nuggets players, but we'll go with those three for now.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, everyone. Hey, you have a second, you can hit rewind. You can rewind on the video, get the picks. We drop the picks at the end of the video. Ben Carey, Real Simba, aka Simba Bets. Ben Carey of Capwise. My guy knows a guy. It's NBA betting today. Hit the like button for us. The show will be back tomorrow. These brothers will be back sometime in the near future. Can't wait. Join us on Twitter Spaces later before the game starts. If you have time, it's an audio chat where you can just listen to a bunch of great minds talk about these NBA games. Obviously, there's more information at 6 p.m. than there is at 11 a.m. Eastern. So we're going to continue going on later in the day. And check us out later on tonight. Everyone stay responsible, have fun with the games, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yes.